What if the quiet tick of 3 a.m. holds a secret awakening you've never noticed? What if those restless hours, when the world sleeps and your eyes flutter open, aren't a thief of rest but a lantern lighting a path you've yet to walk? Welcome to Stillness Unfolded. I am your guide, a monk and storyteller who's wandered the silent trails of the night, weaving Buddhist wisdom into the fabric of these hours. Let's unravel this mystery together. Here on Stillness Unfolded, we're diving deep into why so many of us stir awake at 3 a.m. as the years deepen and what it truly means for our body, mind, and soul. From the fading glow of melatonin to the breath of the void that ties us to all things, this journey will blend science with the Buddha's timeless teachings. We'll explore how these midnight calls, aches, habits, emotions, and silences aren't flaws to fix, but invitations to grow. And here's a whisper to pique your curiosity: the fourth secret shimmering in these hours might just turn your waking into a sacred dance with the infinite. This video is a treasure chest of insight, so I urge you stay with us to the end to catch every gem. If this resonates with you, please drop a like and hit that subscribe button. It's your way of helping Stillness Unfolded bloom, bringing more peace and wisdom to our shared path. And don't be shy, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice helps us craft content that lights up the dark. What if 3 a.m. isn't what you think? Welcome to Stillness Unfolded. Let's step into the silence and see. Part 1: The Fading Light of Melatonin and a Waltz with the Void. As the years weave their quiet threads through us, our bodies shift in ways we rarely notice until the night betrays them. Melatonin, that soft lantern of sleep, dims with age. Science whispers a simple truth: this hormone, once a steady flame guiding us into deep rest, flickers as we grow older. In youth, it burned bright, cradling us through unbroken dreams. But now, its light wanes, and we wake at 3 a.m., eyes tracing the dark, wondering why the stillness feels so alive. This is no flaw, no curse of time. In the Buddha's gaze, it's a waltz with the void, a step into the vast dance of impermanence. The body is a guest house, he once said. Welcome it, but do not cling. I recall a man I met years ago, a weary traveler named Fong, who woke every night at 3 a.m., his mind racing with fear. He thought his sleep was broken until a doctor found a shadow in his chest, a silent illness his dreams had tried to unveil. Melatonin, fading though it was, became his guide, nudging him awake to save his own life. What seemed a burden was a blessing cloaked in shadow. How often do we fight this fading light? When the clock strikes 3, do you curse the hour, clutching at sleep like a lost treasure? The Buddha taught that suffering is born from grasping. Let go, and peace unfurls. Picture this: the next time you wake, dim the room to a hush, sip a warm breath of tea, and let the night wrap you in its arms. I've seen this soothe restless souls. A woman in my village once told me how a single candle at 3 a.m. turned her wakefulness into prayer. These are not fixes, but bows to a body that has carried you across rivers and storms. The fourth secret silently unfolding in these hours might startle you: it's not just the body's shift, but the soul's chance to stir. This fading light is a call to listen, to soften, to dance with what is. I've sat beneath ancient trees, watching leaves drift to the earth, each fall a note in the void's quiet song. So it is with us. Melatonin may dim, but the heart's lantern can glow brighter if we let it. The science is simple: the wisdom is vast. When the night rouses you, don't turn away, step into the waltz. Tell me, dear friends, what's one tiny ritual you'd try at 3 a.m. to greet this moment? A warm sip of water, a whispered thanks, a breath held long? Drop it in the comments below. I'll light a stick of incense for your courage. This waking is not your enemy, it's your teacher, draped in the dark, waiting for you to see. In the monastery, we learn to greet each dawn with open hands, so too can you greet this midnight dawn, a guest house of the soul, fleeting yet profound. Part 2, the shifting tides of sleep and a river of stars. As the seasons of life turn, another quiet current stirs within us, the rhythm of our sleep, a tide that science calls advanced sleep phase. It's simple: with age, the body hungers for rest as the sun dips low, pulling us to bed by dusk, only to rouse us at 3 a.m. when the world still slumbers. The nights of youth long and unbroken fade into memory, replaced by this early call, a rhythm that feels strange yet flows as naturally as a river of stars spilling across the sky. In the monastery, I've watched dawn creep over the horizon, each light a whisper of the Buddhist truth: live in this moment, for it is all you hold. This shifting tide is no flaw to fix, it's a river we're invited to sail. I once knew a potter, Hein, who raged against his 3 a.m. wakings, convinced age had stolen his peace. But one night, rising in frustration, he stumbled upon an old sketch in his workshop, a design for a vase he'd forgotten, drawn decades ago by his younger self. That early hour became his muse. He shaped clay by lantern light, turning restlessness into art. What he cursed as loss revealed a gift. Do you resist this river when it calls? When 3 a.m. greets you, do you cling to the shore of old habits, yearning for sleep to obey? The Buddha taught that peace flows from release. Let the tide carry you. Stretch your evenings with a quiet walk, let a soft hymn linger in the air, and rise with the stars. I've seen this ease the weary. A fisherman I guided once found solace in mending nets at dawn, his hands dancing with the rhythm of age. This is not control, but surrender to a river of stars, guiding you to new shores. The fourth secret shimmering in these hours might surprise you: this waking is not a break, but a bridge to your deeper self. Like Ananda, who rose before dawn to tend the Sangha, we too can wake with purpose. The science is clear, our clocks shift, but the wisdom is vast. Acceptance turns tides into treasures. Next time you stir, don't fight the flow, step onto the riverbank and see what waits. A page to read, a prayer to hum, a moment to breathe, these are the stars lighting your way. Tell me, dear friends, what's one old habit, like a late tea or a restless scroll, you could release to ease your nights? Share it in the comments. I'll chant a blessing for your courage. This shift is not your foe, it's a current of grace, flowing through the dark, asking you to sail. In the stillness of the temple, we learn to greet each tide with open hearts, so too can you greet this early tide, a river of stars, fleeting yet eternal. Part 3, the body's silent monks and the stillness within. In the quiet of the night, it's often the body that calls us awake, its tender signals growing sharp as we age. Aches in the joints, a midnight trip to the bathroom, the hum of a pill's echo, these are the body's silent monks, chanting louder in the stillness of 3 a.m. Science tunes us to this truth: the years thin our resilience, making every creak and whisper a note we can't ignore. What once slept through the dark now stirs, a fragile vessel speaking its needs. In the temple, I've sat with such chance my own knees groaning after hours of meditation, a chorus of discomfort beneath my breath. Yet the Buddha taught us not to flee these voices but to listen. With a single breath, he once eased a monk's pain, showing that compassion turns suffering into stillness. I recall a widow, Na, who woke nightly to a strange sound, a bird singing at 3 a.m. outside her window. At first, she cursed her stiff hips that roused her to hear it. But one night, she hobbled to the sill and found a rare nightjar, its song a balm she'd never known. Her body's call led her to a moment of wonder, a stillness she now treasures. Do you turn from these silent monks when they wake you? When 3 a.m. arrives with an ache or a nudge, do you clench against it, longing for sleep's escape? The Buddha taught that kindness to ourselves is the first step to peace. Hear the chant, and answer with care. Shift a pillow, sip cool water, stretch into the dark. I've seen this heal a merchant I guided once eased his midnight thirst with a glass by his bed, thanking his body for its honesty. These are not fixes, but offerings to the monks within, guarding your journey. The fourth secret humming in these hours might surprise you. This waking is not a flaw, but a lantern lighting your needs. Science nods, age tunes us finer, but wisdom sings. Stillness lies beneath the chant. Next time your body stirs, don't silence it, listen as you would a friend. I've watched the dawn break over weary faces, each one softened by this simple act. The Buddha's breath lives in you. Breathe into the ache, and find the quiet it hides. Tell me, dear friends, next time your body wakes you, what will you ask it? A stretch for the back, a sip for the throat, a thanks for its work? Drop your answer in the comments. I'll hold a moment of silence for your care. These silent monks are not your burden, they're your guides, chanting through the night, asking you to see. In the monastery, we learn to bow to each pain, so too can you bow to this 3 a.m. call, a chorus of the flesh, fleeting yet profound. Part 4, The Echoes of Habit and a Lotus Reflecting the Moon. Our days cast long shadows into our nights, shaping sleep in ways we rarely see. As age softens our pace, habits shift, dinners greet the dusk, evenings hum with stillness, the body rests more than it roams. Science calls this a gentle drift. These quiet patterns nudge our rest forward, waking us at 3 a.m. when once we dreamed till dawn. It's a rhythm born of living, a mirror of how we weave our hours, a lotus reflecting the moon, its petals opening to the life we've sown. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha taught, mind shapes also to do your deeds. I've seen this truth unfold. A woodcutter, Nam, once dozed after every meal, his days a blur of naps, only to wake puzzled at 3 a.m. One twilight, restless and wandering, he found a lost child weeping by the river, a boy whose face mirrored his own from decades past. In guiding the child home, Nam found his own nights restored, his habits rewritten by a single step. What he thought was age's theft became a call to mend the lotus of his life. Do you see your own reflection when 3 a.m. stirs? When the night breaks early, do you blame the hour, or look to the days that led you there? The Buddha's wisdom is clear: tend your habits, and peace will bloom. Delay a meal, stroll beneath the stars, let the evening breathe. I've watched this transform a seamstress I counseled once traded her dusk naps for threading needles by candlelight, her sleep stretching into dawn. These are not rules, but ripples on the water, adjusting the lotus to catch the moon's glow. The fourth secret shimmering in these hours might surprise you. This waking is not a rupture, but a reflection of your living soul. Science traces the drift, habits shift sleep, but wisdom polishes the mirror. Mindfulness turns echoes into harmony. Next time you rise too soon, don't curse the dark, gaze into the lotus. A walk instead of a doze, a song instead of silence, these are the petals you can shift. I've sat beneath the moon, watching its light dance on still waters, and so can you watch your days dance into night. Tell me, dear friends, what's one evening habit you'd tweak, like a late snack or a dim screen, to cradle your sleep? Share it in the comments. I'll offer a prayer for your mindfulness. These echoes are not your chains, they're your mirror, reflecting the moon of your choices, asking you to see. In the monastery, we tended each hour with care, so too can you tend this 3 a.m. bloom, a lotus of the heart, fleeting yet eternal. Part 5, a chant from the abyss and the dawn of compassion. Sometimes, it's neither body nor habit that stirs us at 3 a.m., but a deeper tide, the heart's quiet chant from the abyss. In the stillness, when the world fades to whispers, emotions rise like shadows on a cave wall, memories of those we've lost, worries we've buried, dreams we've left unsung. Science might label this a restless mind, but I hear a sacred song, the soul's voice seeking light in the dark. The Buddha taught that all feelings are threads of life, each one a note in the great chant, worthy of our ear. I've sat with this abyss myself, the glow of a single lamp casting my shadow long. One night, waking at 3 a.m., I felt my father's laughter echo from years gone, a sound I'd locked away. But then, reaching for a pen, I wrote his name, and the air grew soft with his presence, as if he'd brushed my shoulder. So it was with Lynn, a widow I guided, who woke to her daughter's scent in the dark. One night, lighting incense, she caught a whiff of jasmine, her child's favorite flower, and wept as the smoke carried a memory so vivid it healed her. Her chant became her dawn. Do you flee the song when it wakes you? When 3 a.m. hums with feeling, do you push it down, craving sleep's silence? The Buddha faced his own abyss beneath the Bodhi tree, meeting sorrow with stillness, and taught us the same: sit with suffering, and it blooms into peace. Don't turn away, light a candle, whisper a name, let the chant rise. I've seen this mend hearts. A fisherman I knew once woke with regret, only to pen a letter at 3 a.m. that mended a rift decades old. These are not burdens, but bridges to compassion's dawn. The fourth secret glowing in these hours might startle you: this waking is not a wound, but a window to your truest self. Science traces the restlessness emotions stir us, but wisdom opens the abyss, from its depths comes healing. Next time your heart sings, don't mute it, ask what it needs. A tear to shed, a word to write, a love to hold, these are the notes of your chant. I've watched the night turn tender for those who listen, as it did for Sariputta, who faced loss with a quiet gaze and found light. Tell me, dear friends, what memory keeps you up at 3 a.m., a face, a voice, a moment? Share it in the comments. I'll light a candle for your song. This abyss is not your foe, it's your teacher, chanting through the dark, asking you to feel. In the monastery, we learn to embrace each note of life, so too can you embrace this 3 a.m. hymn, a dawn of compassion, fleeting yet eternal. Part 6, the lantern of silence and the path beyond time. At 3 a.m., when the world hushes and the mind turns inward, there lies a gift often unseen, the lantern of silence, illuminating a realm beyond the body's aches or the heart's echoes. Science might pause here, tracing only what stirs us awake, but the stillness itself whispers a deeper truth. This hour, stripped of daylight's clamor, is a sacred pause, a moment where time dissolves, and we stand at the edge of eternity. The Buddha called this the gate to liberation, a silence where the self unravels, revealing the boundless. I've tasted this lantern's glow in the monastery, waking to a night so still it felt alive. One such dawn, roused at 3 a.m., I stepped outside to find a deer standing motionless by the temple gate, its eyes catching the moon, a vision so pure it stopped my breath. I'd thought the hour a thief, but it gave me a glimpse of the infinite, a stillness I'd never sought. So it was with Tuan, a farmer I knew, who woke nightly to restless thoughts. One night, in the quiet, he heard a distant bell, a sound from a village shrine he'd forgotten, and felt his worries melt into the air, as if time itself had bowed. Do you rush past the silence when it calls? When 3 a.m. drapes you in its hush, do you fill it with noise, chasing sleep or distraction? The Buddha taught in the Satipatthana Sutta, dwell in the present, aware of all that arises. This waking is not a void to flee, it's a lantern to hold. Sit with it, let the breath be your guide, and watch the world fade. I've seen this free the burdened. A merchant I guided once woke at 3 a.m. and, instead of pacing, sat still, only to find a peace he'd lost for years. This is not escape, but entry to a path beyond time. The fourth secret flickering in these hours might astonish you. This silence is not an end, but a beginning to your truest awakening. Science maps the body's rhythms, but wisdom lights the lantern. In stillness, we touch the eternal. Next time you rise, don't turn away, light that flame. A breath held slow, a gaze at the dark, a step into quiet, these are the keys to the gate. I've watched the night unveil its secrets to those who linger, as it did for me beneath that deer's gaze. Tell me, dear friends, what's one quiet act, like a slow breath or a still moment, you'd try at 3 a.m. to hold this lantern? Share it in the comments. Ring a bell for your stillness. This silence is not your shadow, it's your guide, glowing through the dark, asking you to step beyond. In the monastery, we learn to cradle each pause, so too can you cradle this 3 a.m. hush, a path beyond time, fleeting yet infinite. Part 7, The Breath of the Void and the Embrace of All Things. At 3 a.m., when the night deepens and the self grows quiet, there emerges a subtle force, the breath of the void, a current that weaves through every waking moment. Science might seek the why of our stirring hormones, habits, heart, but this hour offers more, a chance to breathe with the universe, to feel the pulse of all that is. The Buddha saw this in every step, teaching that we are not apart from the world but bound to it in a vast, living web. This waking is no mere interruption, it's an embrace of all things, a call to unity in the dark. I've felt this breath myself, rising at 3 a.m. to a stillness so vast it hummed. One night, restless in my cell, I stepped into the courtyard and found a fallen lotus petal glowing under the moon, a fragile relic from a storm I'd missed. As I held it, a wind rose, carrying the scent of rain from miles away, and I knew, this moment tied me to the earth, the sky, the unseen. So it was with a weaver I counseled, who woke nightly with a heavy chest. One dawn, breathing deeply at 3 a.m., she heard a child's laugh drift from a distant hill, a sound that lifted her grief, linking her to a joy beyond her walls. Do you shrink from this void when it stirs you? When 3 a.m. breathes through you, do you hold your breath, seeking only sleep's return? The Buddha taught in the Anapanasati Sutta, mindful breathing brings awakening. This waking is not a rift, it's a thread in the web. Inhale the night, exhale your fears, and feel the embrace. I've seen this mend a lost. A baker I knew once woke at 3 a.m. and, breathing slow, baked bread whose warmth reached a stranger in need. This is not chance, but connection, the void's gentle gift. The fourth secret pulsing in these hours might stun you. This stirring is not yours alone, but the world's breath flowing through you. Science charts our rhythms, but wisdom unveils the web. In this void, we are one. Next time you wake, don't pull away, breathe with it. A sigh to the stars, a whisper to the earth, a pause for the unknown, these are your ties to all things. I've stood in the dark, feeling the lotuses fall, and so can you feel the world's pulse at 3 a.m. Tell me, dear friends, what's one breath you'd take at 3 a.m., a sigh for a friend, a wish for the wind, to feel this web? Share it in the comments. I'll weave a chant for your unity. This void is not your isolation, it's your bridge, breathing through the night, asking you to join. In the monastery, we learn to breathe with each dawn, so too can you breathe with this 3 a.m. tide, an embrace of all things, fleeting yet infinite. What if the stillness of 3 a.m. holds a secret mirror you've never dared to face? What if every waking breath at that hour reflects not just your life, but the vast web of all existence, waiting for you to embrace it? Welcome back to Stillness Unfolded. We've journeyed through the night together, from the body's silent monks to the chant of the abyss, uncovering how these hours weave science and Buddhist wisdom into a tapestry of peace. I hope you've stayed to the end, for this video is a river of insight. Miss a bend, and you might miss the treasure. If this silent path has stirred your heart, please leave a like and subscribe to Stillness Unfolded. Your support helps us grow, bringing more lanterns of stillness to light your way. And I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below with your own 3 a.m. story or a quiet act you'll try. Your words fuel our mission to unfold deeper truths. This journey isn't over, it's yours to carry forward. What if 3 a.m. is your awakening? Welcome to Stillness Unfolded. Let's breathe this wisdom into every dawn. Until next time, may your nights glow with peace.